Hi, I am adding some feed to this hive. Just adding some more feed. Interesting that the sugar syrup that's in here, they can't access. We talked about this all summer. Can't get to it because they want it so badly. It's kind of like Black Friday sale. Too many trying to get to the same thing at the same time. Plenty of syrup, but they just can't access it. I'm going to use my gloved hands to scoop these ladies out. It's the good, bad, and ugly. And then I'm going to go in, put a pollen patty in there, and some fondant. Why am I feeding both? I answered that question a long time ago. Why not? Because they love it. Because the fondant's got thymol. And thymol helps protect them from varroa mites. So my IPM program, to make it sound fancy, Integrated Pest Management Plan program, is I remove extra drone brood because varroa love drones, big fat juicy drones. I treat with oxalic acid vapors in the spring and in the fall. If I appear to have a problem midway, I'll try to find a slow brood period and treat then as well. Don't sting me, lady. I don't want to be stung again. And I feed them, now that I know about it, Hive Alive in their sugar syrup, and been giving them this fondant during the bad weather this summer. I think I have a bee in my boot. You ever have that feeling where something's crawling up your leg or in your boot? I get that feeling in the winter when there's no bees around. I don't know what it is. I hope not, but you'll hear about it if I do. It's important to have IPM program system. How are you going to respond to the pests? Are you going to keep your bees safe and healthy? Look at that, I'm throwing it all these sugar-coated bees onto the lid. Because if you don't have an IPM, you're going to lose your bees. Varroa mites are everywhere. They're everywhere. We got the trolley mite coming up from Asia. Well, it's already past Asia. It's already made it through Europe and Russia, and I think the southeastern United States. Troleopterus. The healthier your bees are, the healthier mine are going to be, because your unhealthy bees are going to infect my healthy bees. You don't want that. The healthier your bees are, means the healthier my bees are going to be. Because your infected bees are going to infect my bees that are healthy. Please don't do that. I take good care of my bees. Got a lively colony here. I'm just going to add some food and be on my way. I'm not going to look for the queen today. It's getting a little bit late. About 7:30, 8 o'clock p.m. We still have a lot of daylight. They've got some pollen patty left over from the last time I was here. In here. My smoker is not smoky, so I need to move them another way. Or get the smoker to light. For crying out loud. Why don't I just start over? Why don't I just empty this sucker out? Not pretty, is it? Look at that. It is clogged. It was clogged. Where there's a problem, there's a solution. It's the difference between the people that do something and people that don't do anything. Beekeepers who don't treat their bees are irresponsible. There, I said it. I have friends who don't. Sorry, friends. Doesn't mean I think you're a bad person. And why should you care what I think? Beekeepers that don't overwinter their bees are not taking responsibility. Bees are not toys, they're not disposable, they're livestock. So it is hard to overwinter them up here. So what? Then don't do it if you don't. If you're not going to overwinter them, then don't have bees. Makes no sense to kill them. Although many people have believed that it's impossible up here because I suspect a very well-known beekeeper, he who spoke for the beekeepers, got a lot of money, actually he's a very nice person, got a lot of money, grant money, to build a bee barn. He built the bee barn. Bees didn't make it 1 year, 13 years in a row. They survived like a tiny cluster in the queen, but not enough to produce honey the following year. He also taught classes and started teaching, he was my teacher, that it was impossible to winter the bees, that you had to kill them. This man, who I like very much, taught thousands of people in the years he was a teacher up here. Thousands. And those thousands, I'm sure, taught other ones, because some people don't take classes and they learn from their neighbors, right? And so the rumor spread. Was it his ego? Maybe. Was it a lack of responsibility? Probably not. He's a responsible guy. But maybe he didn't want to take accountability. I could guess why his bees died. Nosema. Lack of monitoring. Lack of feeding during the fall. These are all things that he talked to me about. He didn't feed them at all in the fall. It was what they could gather during the summer, and that was it. So essentially they were probably starving. Plus nosema, because I saw the frames, the hives, with dysentery dripping down, all the way down, all the hives, soot. So maybe he didn't want to lose face. Well, okay, we'll chalk that up to ego then, right? Here's the problem. Well, there's a bunch of problems. Is that what it did is it allowed lots of people to have bees without taking responsibility for them, getting their honey, and then killing them. And when you are anticipating killing something, you don't form a lot of attachment to them, right? You don't have to take care of them, because who cares if they get mites or diseases or whatever? They're going to die anyway. So we have a generation or two of people that still believe it's impossible to overwinter bees. So get this, a little Fairbanks area gossip, interior Alaska gossip for you, beekeeper gossip. It's not actually gossip, it's actually fact. He taught lots of people, right? One of the people he taught ended up teaching classes. Guess what she used to teach beekeepers? Very well knowing that there were people in the community overwintering for 100+ years. She also taught that it was impossible to overwinter, and therefore one should kill their bees. So guess what all her students did? They killed their bees. Hell, I was his student. I killed my bees the first year. I didn't know. But ignorance is not an excuse. It explains, but it's not an excuse. So, those of us who overwinter, see, I shouldn't even have to say that. It should just be beekeepers in the interior of Alaska. People are going to be pissed at me. That's okay. I'll take one for the team. I'm going to put the feeder back on. Why should anybody be angry about hearing the truth? I do not know. You know what? I need to smoke these bees down more, because I'm betting there's bees on the bottom of this feeder. I'm going to get them all down. My smoker's not making much smoke here. If it was billowing, that'd be one thing, but it's not. So I've been working very hard to change the paradigm. What's a paradigm, you ask? Paradigm is the way we've always thought of things. It's a loose definition, but it's the way things are done. I found out because I did research. Found a wonderful beekeeper in the Yukon who was very encouraging, shared his materials with me. Smoke went out. And taught me. I learned from him. So when I teach my beekeeping classes, guess what I teach people? You gotta overwinter your bees. But I teach them how. Right? Beekeeping is local. You gotta learn from the locals how they keep their bees. What works, what doesn't work. My smoker doesn't work. My squirter doesn't work. Let me see if I can get away with putting this lid on. So slowly but surely, people are adopting the mindset that they need to overwinter their bees. But when new beekeepers start keeping bees and learn that that is what you do, they too tell two friends, and they too tell two friends, and so on and so on. And then the paradigm shifts. And people say, what? You're not wintering your bees? That makes no sense. Why are you even keeping bees? What? You're not smoking the hell out of your bees? That makes no sense. Just kidding. I'm smoking the hell out of my bees because I've got a lot of bees on the bottom of this feeder, and I really want them all in there. Finally. So the paradigm is shifting. Check back in 5 years. I bet in 5 years people won't even understand that people in this area didn't overwinter their bees. They will, like, what? That's what I'm hoping for. I've got the feeder on. I've got the lid on. Both are covered with delicious dead candied bees that the wasps will just love. So I'm going to go get a thing of water and rinse this hive off. This video is copyrighted and all rights reserved. Take care of yourselves. Overwinter your bees. Ukraine is winning. Bye.